Did Invincible ruin Thragg? The newest episode of Invincible dropped, and we finally got to see Thragg in action. Well, kinda. He didn't really do anything. This guy has been hyped up to be the strongest of all the Viltrumite, the big bad of the entire show, final boss for Invincible. But in this episode, bro is low-key a bum.
You can't have coffee. No.
He might have dead ass been the least intimidating Viltrumite in this entire episode. Why is that? I think there's a couple reasons for this. Number one is what he does, or lack thereof. He doesn't really do anything. He talks to the Skull of Argol, plans out a couple battles, tells Krieg to go into action, infiltrate Telescria, and then stays in the command ship the entire time. If this guy is the strongest of all the Viltrumites and he's on the planet in his ship, why is he not in the fight as well? If he's the strongest, he should be able to take on anybody there. And then all of a sudden, when the ship gets blown up, he starts screaming like a little bitch for his skull and then just runs away. No! Not a single blow or a single attempt to even join the fight. Now, you could say this is strategic retreat, but I'm going to need a little more than that because I did not believe for one bit that this is strategic the entire time. It really just comes off as he planned this out poorly and made a lackluster decision and ran away when shit hit the fan. Also, this shot of the Viltrumites all flying away from the planet, in the trailer, this scene looks so badass. But when you see it in context of what's actually going on, it looks so bad now. It's not them flying into battle. It's not them flying away from battle. Like, these guys are supposed to be the strongest beings in the universe. And losing one ship like that turned the tides of the war, which was barely any effort for Mark and Oliver to do as well.
Is that going to be hard to do? Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
Like, come on, bro. You gotta have planned a little better than that. There's no way the entire assault on Telescria depends on that one cruiser, the one Viltrumite cruiser, from being up and operational. You're telling me you didn't have any other contingencies, or you couldn't have just brought in a couple more ships with you? Or you couldn't have just joined the fight yourself? If the goal of this was to show that he made a strategic retreat, fought without any ego, not seeing Thaddeus and just going right after him, right? Because he is the betrayer after all. So I'm sure Thragg has, bad blood for him, right? He has a vendetta against Thaddeus. But if you're really trying to show here that this is him making a strategic retreat, knowing that the odds are stacked against him, and, it's better to pull away than lose more people in the fight. Sure, but I feel like that's not conveyed really well in the execution in this show. What comes off is Mark and Oliver destroy the cruiser. He gets his skull and says, oh shit, we can't win. Let's get the fuck out of here. All that comes back to that one Viltrumite cruiser. Like I said, again, he's not in the battle as well. Being the strongest Viltrumite, why is he not in the fight? Why is he not throwing hands alongside the rest of them? And second of all, why are there no other cruisers? Why are we just relying on this single cruiser for our entire assault? Or don't include him at all in this battle. Why is he on Viltrum at all? I don't think he needs to be here for this battle. I think this episode would work better, honestly, if Thragg was still on Viltrum. Maybe he's just chilling there and monitoring everything from over there. He's observing all the battles and everything going on. He's monitoring the entire war from his base on Viltrum. And that would make sense in saying that they sent out one cruiser, or a few cruisers maybe, right? And it's only just the Viltrumite soldiers here, not him, because he's busy managing the other parts of the war as well. Because there's the wars going on in other parts of the universe, not just this planet. This is just one attack on the war. But this is a more important attack, so he deployed more Viltrumites. But he didn't think it would struggle that much that he would need to intervene. That would make a lot more sense, because then he's not there and doesn't need to be the one running away. And then you can also make the case he wasn't expecting Mark and Oliver and Nolan to return and turn the tides of the war. And then he'd be like, okay, Viltrumites, fall back. We're going to lose too many people. And then it could have just been the soldiers retreating from Telescria and not him as well. Because him being there fundamentally throws off this entire thing. If he's the strongest one there, why is he not involved in the battle at all? He should be throwing hands as well. That would still make him look competent. Him being here and not joining the fight, that makes him seem really silly and kind of lame and laughable here. Secondly, the voice acting. I know this isn't a hot take or anything, and a bunch of other people have complained about this as well, but it still is a factor into this issue, so I'm going to bring it up anyway. I don't think Lee Pace has been doing an incredible job as Thragg. It's been okay at some point. The points in episode 2 and episode 3 where he's talking in the past, that scene, he generally sounded good. I will give him that. In the flashback scene for the Viltrumite, when he talks to Conquest, that part was alright. But in this episode, I don't know, he doesn't come off as the competent individual that he's supposed to be. This episode didn't really do a good job of showing me why this guy is the strongest Viltrumite, why he is the leader of all of them, why everyone obeys every single one of his commands, never questions him. I think they're showing that in the next episode, but pacing wise, if you're going to introduce your main villain like this, I need to understand him a little more. I have no clue what Thragg's whole deal is here. Lastly, the character design. And I know this is another point people talked about, but in this show, Thragg's character design does not look threatening at all. His design is way too soft around the edges, and he looks really comical because of that. Out of all the Viltrumites, he actually looks the least intimidating. He deadass looks like a kid holding a teddy bear when he's holding Argyle's skull. Nolan in season 1 looks so much more threatening and scary compared to Thragg. And it's such a shame because the comics does do Thragg justice. He does look scary and intimidating. In the show, there's one scene right here when he's talking to Conquest in episode 2, telling him when Conquest returns to Viltrum, right? This front profile of Thragg, he looks so goofy. Is it just me? Am I crazy here? Does anyone else see this? He looks so goofy here. There's not enough chisel in his face for him to look as threatening or as intimidating. For the guy that's supposed to be the leader of the Viltrumite, this is not it, man. I'm sorry, this is not it. If there's any way for season 5 we can update Thragg's character model, please, bro, I beg we update Thragg's character model to make him look a little more, especially from the front. He looks so fucking goofy. His design is based off more of the Cory Walker art style from the comics. It's such a shame because, in my opinion, the Cory Walker design for Thragg didn't look that intimidating at all. I really wish they took more inspiration from the Ryan Ottley one. Ryan Ottley makes Thragg look so menacing, and just the visual language tells you so much. I saw someone online make the comparison that Thragg kind of looks like Debbie with a mustache, and man, after seeing that, like, dude, I can't unsee it. I'm sorry if I ruined the show for anyone there, but that deadass sums up everything I just said in a single sentence. If Thragg is being compared to Debbie, you know your design is not good. Yeah, I think all of these things combined, man, Thragg is, I don't know, it's hard to say. I know they're going to do him justice in the next few episodes, but this introduction, it did not do this character justice. For everyone who knows what's coming up with Thragg later down the line for the rest of this season and for seasons beyond, you know that how threatening and menacing this character is. And for him to be done dirty like this in the show, in both his character design, voice acting, and the decisions he's made as a character on screen, it's a poor start, man. It's a bad start. Hopefully they can make some changes to him for next season, and hopefully Lee Pace locks in for the next few episodes, because the fans might not be happy, man. The end of this season is riding on Thragg. This finale coming up needs Thragg to be intimidating, needs him to be a threat, and if they're not able to convey that and show that, it might be looking bleak. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you like the video, give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, more Invincible content. But anyway, have a nice day.